All right, what's up, nerds? So I'm making this video because we didn't have many people come to the Discord meeting on Tuesday. So I wanted to make sure that everybody who wanted to understand stacks and wanted to participate could participate. I know we're in. Let me switch to the other scene. So right now we're kind of in midterm season, and Hornet Hacks is about to start for this week. So I kind of expect this week and the next to be a little bit slow for Data Structures and Algorithms Club. But, I wanted to bring it up. Like, it's totally okay. Not forcing you guys to do anything. Focus on what you need to focus on. But this week we're going to be focusing on stacks for the club. I also wanted to give news that we have an event coming up with the Data Science Club and ACM. Don't have all the details figured out yet, but what we do know is that it's going to be mock interviews with a Google employee at least. We might get a couple of other people involved, and we might also do resume roasting. The way I see that working is you guys submit your resumes in advance. We will anonymize them, like block out your name and address and phone number and whatever, and have them just basically tell you what they think about it. Not like if you'll be hired, but like if it works for being hired or, stuff like that. So yeah, that's coming up soon. Hopefully we plan to do that somewhere in November. Just keep an eye out for that. And yeah, so let's get started with stacks. So stacks, if we go to, if we go to the neat code, we can see their roadmap, right? We did arrays and hashing last week. We're going to do stacks this week. And the reason we're doing stacks and not 2 pointers is because if you do after 2 pointers, you can kind of link into other stuff. But after stacks, you're not really going to link it to anything else, right? So we'll do that. We'll die it off here, come back to 2 pointers. Then we'll do sliding window, die off there, come back to binary search, and then linked list, and then trees. Once we do that, I think trees is the last week of the semester. I could be wrong there, but if there's more, then we'll, then we'll jump into tries. So yeah, that's the order, if you guys were wondering. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. So we did arrays and hashing last week. We're starting stacks this week. And yeah, there's not that many questions. There's one hard one, mostly mediums, one easy. So yeah, you might be wondering, like, what is a stack? Let's show you. So this is just a drawing board. So if we have, let me see if this works. I have a pen, but we'll see if it works. So a stack is like in memory. You can think about it as like, I think about it as a stack of books. How do I erase this? Yeah, okay. I think about it as like a stack of books. So you have like a book here. That's the ugliest book I've ever seen in my life. Let's try again. Okay. We'll use a square. Okay. So you have a stack of books. You have one book. And then if you want to place another book in the stack, you literally have to place it on top. What the hell? Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. We have this one. Okay. You're throwing another book on top. And if you want to do more, you have to do it again. I can press 2. You can, if you want to add more books to the stack, you place them on top, right? You just keep placing them on top if you want to. Oh my God. If you want to retrieve, sorry. Okay. I'm not going to use that anymore. If you want to retrieve, stuff from the stack, right? If you want something here, so say this one is a 1, this is a 2, that's too thick. Can you change the size? Stroke width, probably this one. You can delete there. Nope. Okay. Erase. Sorry, guys. Thanks for. You can give me some grace. It's my first time making one of these videos. So, okay. Say we put a 1 into the stack, and we put a 2 into the stack, we put a 3 into the stack, we put a 4 into the stack. There are basically 4 operations to do with the stack. There's a few others. Some programming languages will get funny with it, but for the most part, you have to learn about the push. Now I want thicker width. You got to do push. That's too thick. Let's do erase. Okay. Back to this and this one. So you got to do push operation. if you have like, I don't know, 5, right? And you can name your stack whatever you want. I'm just going to call it S to make it easy to write. So stack push 5. This would put a 5 on top of the stack. So now you got a 5. If you want to see what's on, or if you want to get rid of the 5, you would do a pop. So S pop, and then, whatever. You would store this in like a variable if you wanted it, or, just to maybe you just want to get rid of it, you can delete it with that. And that would just get rid of this, put it in the V for the variable, or, get rid of it if you want to delete it. You could also do a peek. So peek is like a pop. Oh God, this is so ugly. Excuse the handwriting, I'm doing it with the mouse. Peek is like a pop. It tells you what's at the top. So this would return a 4, but it doesn't erase it. So it's useful if you want to see what's on top, but you don't want to remove it, or if you want to see what's coming up next. There's a few uses for it. Yeah. There's also push, pop, peek. You can see if it's empty, which is a common, like it's useful, is empty. This is useful in like a while loop. While not is empty is pretty common if you're doing stuff with it in it. If you're trying to like empty it out, or I don't know, something like that, right? So while not is empty is pretty useful. I think these are the main 4 operations. I wrote them down over here. So yeah. So basically the way that I think about stacks, it's a stack of books. If you want to get something out of the stack of books, you have to grab it from the top. You can't really grab it from the middle without it like being kind of annoying. Like grabbing this isn't going to work because that's floating. You have to kind of grab it from the top if you want to grab it. So the stack is always, it's known as a last in, I guess it's all capital, last in, oh my God. Okay, last in, first out, LIFO, data structure, or, So the last thing that you put in there is the first thing that's going to come out. You can never grab the third. You can never grab the second item. You can never grab it from the bottom. It's always the thing on the top, and that's only done with a pop. You can look at it, or you can pop it, or you can add to it. So let's see how you can do it with your preferred language. Yeah, so these are the 4 items that we could use. I'm only going to show you guys how to do Java, Python, and C++. Java because at Sac State we learned Java, so everybody should know Java. I know a lot of people use Python for DSA stuff, like leak code stuff. So I'll show you how to do that if you want to. And then C++, because a lot of us came from community college where we learned C++, including myself. If there's any other language you want to look up, it's probably very similar to this. If not, then Google it, and it's not that hard to find the information. It's pretty similar stuff. So in Java, to start a stack, this is how you initiate it. Stack, give it whatever type it's going to be. You want to use not the primitive variables, but the type, the object variables, I think it's called. I forget the name, but the big one, the capital integer, not just int. And then here's the name, my stack equals new stack. Yeah. To push onto it, you would push a 7, my stack.push 7. Pop would bring you whatever's on top of the stack. Peek would tell you what's on top of the stack. Is empty will tell you Boolean yes or no if it's empty. Java has a search option, which feels unintuitive. You probably shouldn't use this, but I think it's a part of Java's stack. I don't know. I would avoid it. You probably don't need it, but it's there, I think. At least when I was doing my research, I saw it. Then there's you can print a stack if you wanted it to. It'll just be neat. Python, a lot simpler to initiate, but they don't use a push. Instead, they do append. It's the same thing, just, you're adding A in front of it, and you don't say the type for this one, but it could be whatever you want, I guess. Python's cool like that. To pop, you would still use pop, and then, store it in an element if you wanted to store it. Their peek for Python is weird as hell. I don't know why, but -1 inside of the stack, like index, would give you the top element. This is how you peek in Python. at least this is what I found. You might find some other way online, but this is what the internet told me that Python. This is how the internet told me that Python does peaking. Is empty is also kind of weird. You could do bool stack, and this will tell you if it's like the size. So if the size is 0, then you return the opposite so that it is empty. If it's not 0, then and then there's this one. It's way more intuitive for me. This one doesn't make any sense really. Well, you have to think about it a lot. But this one is pretty simple. If the length of the stack is equal to 0, then you can save that as empty. Then you can get the size. Obviously, just show you up here by length. It'll tell you how many elements is in there. C++ is pretty easy, I think. Just stack. You have to include stack, I think, in C++. Tell it what it is. So this is a stack of strings. You can use words, and this is your name. But if you want it to be ints, if you want it to be whatever you're going to use for your stack, type it in there. You could initiate it empty, or you can start it with stuff in it. This is how you start with stuff in it. To push, cars.push, pretty simple still. Cars.pop. Cars.top is how C++ does peak. And then size is there for the length. Is empty is just empty. I think I saw somewhere else. Maybe I'm getting confused, and Java has. I saw the is empty in Java only. I haven't tested this one yet, but I think empty is what W3 Schools said C++ uses. So we got cars is empty, and then to change, C++ is a cool thing where you could change the top element. It's kind of like a pop and a push at the same time, but in one operation. You're just kind of grabbing the top element and altering the data in there. And you would set that with cars top tests, or whatever you want to change it to. Yeah. So that's all we really have to know. Use this to get started. Like I said before, don't stress yourself out of doing all of the questions, especially during midterms season and the hackathon. If you're participating in that, I know I will. And pretty much all of the CS people that I've asked are participating, which is cool. Yeah, I can see myself maybe doing like 3 or 4 this week, but I'll try. Which one was it? One of these was pretty interesting. I looked at them a little bit already, but yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Did I have anything? No, that's really all I had. If you guys have any questions, please don't, feel free to ask. There's a lot of people in the DSA Discord that are willing to help, and yeah, super knowledgeable people. We will have the meeting again this Friday at 3. I forget the room, but we'll have an announcement out. And yeah, if you see me around campus, say hi. I like seeing you guys. And yeah, we'll see you Friday.